Hello and welcome to my steps. Today we are going to learn about two very important words that are used in probability, and so it's very important to find out the difference between when you see and the probability of having a red and a blue, for example, or a red or blue color in case. So the difference between the words, but what is more important, so when to use them, and yeah, we'll find out. So let's have a look at example number 1. It says a fair spinner is spun and a fair dice is flipped. What is the probability of getting a B and a 4? Now, this is, you have a spinner on the left-hand side and a dice, okay, on the right-hand side. So to be able to perform this experiment, you have to throw a spinner and a dice. So that means you are having two experiments, two events, let's say, okay? And so, and. Now, I'll go over this question one by one, and then we will find out why we use a certain calculation. So it is a B and a 4. Now, the probability, let's list all the combination, let's say the probability of having, starting with the A. It could be an 8, all the combination, A and a number 1, and we keep going, A and a 2, A and a number 3 from a dice. So these are all the combinations that you are going to see after we perform the experiments, A and a 5, A and a 6, okay? These are all the possibilities, and we're going to do exactly the same thing with B. So we're going to have B and a 1, B and a 2, B and a 3, B and a 4, B and a 5, and B and a 6. The same for C, so we have C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, and C6. Okay, so these are all the possible combinations that we can find, we can see, we can have by throwing a dice and a spinner, and spinner. Okay, now we said a B and a 4, a B and a 4. Let's have a look. Where is there we go. How many B and a 4 we have? There is only one. So there is only one out of, there is 18 different combinations. So the probability of having a B and a 4, it is 1 over 18. I'm going to write it over here, 1 over 18. Now, but how can you make this into a rule? Now the probability of having just a B here, it is 1 out of 3, okay? It is 1 out of 3. And the probability of having just a 4, because there is only one 4 on the dice, it is going to be 1 out of 6. Now, can you see any relationship between 1/3, 1/6, and 1/18? If I put an equal sign here, so what calculation do you put here in the middle? So it is going to be a multiplication. So 1/3 times 1/6 equals 1/18. And so when you see the word and, you have to multiply the separate probabilities of having a B and having a 4, in this case, so 1/3 times 1/6. So and, it is always a multiplication. And is a multiplication. Remember this one. Let's have another example. So yeah, this is all the probabilities. Now, how about the OR rule? When I explained the AND rule, I said AND rule, use it when you deal with 2 or more different events and you have to find the probability of something and something, or something and something and another thing. So different events, okay? Now, when you use the OR rule, read the problem once or twice to understand how many events there are. Let's have a look, separate events, okay, or separate experiments. It says the probability that a train arrives early is 0.1. that it arrives on time is 0.55. So how many events do you see? There's only one event. It is the train arriving. Now, what is the probability that the train is either early or on time? And in this case, we are going to add. So 0.1 plus 0.55, and the answer is going to be 0.65. So the probability of arriving either early or on time, it is only one train, okay? So this is what the OR rule is about. OR rule is about adding. Right, now, here there's another OR rule that I'd like you to work independently, okay? So you're going to use the addition for this one. Now, here is another example that involves AND rule, OR rule, and a combination of both of them. So let's have a look. Matti sits a science and geography exam. The probability of him passing his science is 0.7, and the probability of him passing the geography exam is 0.4. Question A, what is the probability of Matti passing both exams? Both exams. So the probability of passing both exams. Now the probability of passing 0.7, passing science, probability of both. I'm going to write probability of both. Now here you deal with two separate and an and. So it's going to be an and. So it's going to be 0.7 times 0.4 because there's two different exams. Okay, so science and geography. Or you can write probability of S times probability of passing. Passing S, so passing science times probability. I'm going to write here passing G, passing geography, times, and the answer is going to be 0.28. Okay, B, what is the probability of Matti failing both exams? Now, we know the probability of passing is 0.7. So probability of failing, I'm going to put fail science, it is 0.3 because one takeaway is 0.7 equals 0.3. In the same way, probability of failing geography, G I'm going to write, equals 1 minus 0.4 equals 0.6. And so the probability of failing science and failing geography, it is going to be 0.3 times 0.6 equals 0.18. This is the probability of failing. So it is again and science and geography. Now the last one says, what is the probability of Matti passing one exam only? Now here's the thing that you need to be careful, passing one exam only. Now, if he passes only science, that means he's going to fail the geography. So if he passes the science, that means he's going to fail the geography. So it's going to be 0.7 times failing the geography 0.6, so times 0.6. So this is the probability of passing the science. What about the probability of passing the geography? Now, passing the geography only. So if he passes the geography only, passing rate is 0.4, so 0.4, and that means he's going to fail the science. So times failing the science is 0.3. Right. So it is going to be this one or this one. And so you need to add both of them together. So the probability of passing one exam only, it is 0. So the answer to the first one is 0.42 plus 0.12, and the answer is going to be 0.54. This is the probability of passing one exam only. And again, you see here it's involved an or and separately. Now here you have an example very similar to the one I just did. So you follow exactly the same strategy. And here is another example with using the or rule. Here there is another example, independent example. So you can stop the video on these slides to be able to access all three different independent works. And here you have again the work that I just did for you. So thank you very much for watching my steps. Remember, and relates to multiplication and or is addition. Thank you very much for watching my steps. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.